Join us for a driving review of the all-new BMW 4 Series Coupé. Let's go. In the front, the new BMW 4 Series features this huge front grille that also has the, we can say, really vintage styling, because formerly BMW double kidneys were more vertical, then they became more horizontal, and now they're wide horizontally and vertically. Yeah, that's the thing. And this grille has aroused so many discussions. What we can of course say, it is really unique now. Then the lower bumper is already really strong in this version here. Headlamps come standard with LED. Then the daytime running light would be just like this, not that widely spanned around here. This is the optional LED with the adaptive and the laser function here with the blue accentuations. And then you can see here that the daytime running light also has this more elaborated form, so to speak. The length is at 4.77 meters, 15'6" or 188 inches. That's 13 centimeters or 5 inches longer than the predecessor. Here you can see 19-inch wheels. They are optional. In the US, 18-inch would be standard. In Germany and Europe, you can also get 17-inch with the base models. Then as for suspension, you get the base suspension already with these hydraulic cushions we know from BMW 3 Series. The base suspension in the 3 Series already performing very well. Then a sport suspension is available, a fixed one. This is standard for the M Performance model, for the 440i for example, and optional and adaptive suspension, which will give you the best comfort and also more variety between comfort and sportiness. In the rear we can see here these really central and widely drawn tail lamps, and also a rather simplistic design. I like that. The 430i is to me also the best as for design. It's not the most dramatic model, but for example here also just, a normal ending right here, not a special wing lip or something, just a simplistic design. And also in the rear, real exhaust tip here for this 4-cylinder engine. And of course, either only rear-wheel drive or the 430i is also available optional with the all-wheel drive. So whereas the gray color with the 430i was called Bluestone Metallic, this one here is called Arctic Race Blue and has more of this blue nuance indeed. And this is here also the M440i X-Drive, the M Performance model. And there the front grille here has a frame in cerium gray, whereas the other one was in chrome. And also here the lower air intake looks a little bit more dramatic, so a sportier styling already in the front for the M Performance model. And in the side profile we can also see 19-inch wheels here. They're even an option for the M440i, would come with 18-inch standard. And now the rear of the M440i, and this is what I say is definitely more spectacular. First of all, with the additional wing lip here in the top part, and in the lower part we have this diffuser style, and also Autogefühl fake exhaust police is right here, because they are fake exhaust tip on the outside, the real exhaust on the inside. As for engines, in Europe you get the 2-liter 4-cylinder diesel and the 3-liter 6-cylinder diesel as well. But here then the petrol engines, either 420i, the 2-liter 4-cylinder, then with 184 horsepower, or this one here, the 430i, then with 258 horsepower, rear-wheel drive or optional all-wheel drive. And here now the 3-liter 6-cylinder turbo petrol engine for the M Performance model M440i X-Drive. And this one then here, 374 horsepower, around 4 seconds is the acceleration figure. The 0 to 60 miles an hour figure is exactly 4.3 seconds, for example. And if you want it even stronger, then you would go for the true M model. This one then either with 480 horsepower or 510 horsepower in the competition mode. Seating comfort here so far is good. You feel, not too different from the 3 Series, but a little bit here with this flatter A-pillar definitely. It is definitely a sporty seating position, but so far I also feel quite comfortable. Base 4 Series would come with analog instruments and 5.1-inch screen on the left and an 8.8-inch small screen on the right. This here, being the BMW Live Cockpit Professional, 12.3-inch on the left side, 10.25-inch on the right side. Here, this is the main menu. You can also control it via touch, so both is possible, or via the lower knob. And the GPS looks like this. If it's flickering on camera, that's just on camera, not in real life. Really responsive, really fast, and a good overview. So to me, the BMW GPS are the best car internal GPS systems at the moment. The instruments, digital one, look like this, and when we turn on the engine, then you can see on the left side speed, right side would usually be RPMs. And there's also the sport mode where you can best see that. And here we can see then when Michelle revs it a little bit up, because he's in the driver's seat, and rev it up, man, yeah. So the RPMs go counterclockwise to leave space on the inside then for assistance system information, or also, of course, GPS information. Looks cozy, but is it also comfortable, and will I fit in there as a tall adult? Of course, a 3 Series or a 4 Series Grand Coupe then later on will have an easier access, but this, somewhat works. And, well, headroom-wise, it does get close. I could sit here when I have my spine more relaxed or more like caveman style, or today you would rather say like computer style. But when I put my spine up, then it does hit the head here with 1.6 or 6'1". Legroom wise, here when I put the seat backward, it ultimately goes back right here, and to the point how I would have it as a tall driver, and this exactly fits. Then electric hatch, 430 liters for the trunk. I mean, it's quite okay as for the access right here. Also not too shallow, because there's no additional lower floor right here. Welcome to Thomas's Driving Lounge. Active driving lounge with the BMW 4 Series Coupé M440i. And here now when we are already at speed, let's say 80 to 120. And that's it already. That was 126. So, wow, great performance, and you feel that this is also the base for the true M3 or M4 engine. Really impressive, and this is way than enough power. Of course, in situations like these here, the all-wheel drive makes a lot of sense. That's really cool to get more traction. This car here will also be available with the inline 6-cylinder 3-liter engine with rear-wheel drive for all us enthusiasts. But wet road, the all-wheel drive definitely has the advantage. Here at the moment, the assistance systems are all in place. It has the extended assistance systems package here in this very vehicle is an extra. So we also have the lane keeping assist, the semi-autonomous function, supposed to keep your hand on the steering wheel all the time. I'm always doing things that I'm not supposed to, but just for demonstration purposes. And here, just touching it means capacitive steering wheel. So it doesn't require like shaking of the steering wheel, just touching the steering, then the car still knows, okay, I'm still here. And it's a very non-intrusive function, so it doesn't interfere too much, but keeps you really centralized in the lane. Also then the distance to the car in front of you, really very well done. There's also the blind spot monitor available, and when I put the turning indicator, then it really flashes. This is also a very helpful function. By the way, the 4 Series also has an interesting function here as for the automatic gearbox. So when you're in a higher gear, you can use the shifting pedals, shift down yourself, like 1, 2, 3, 4 gears back. But you can also hold the left pedal, and then you come in the so-called sprint mode like this. You maybe hear it. And then the car already goes into a lower gear, presets the RPM a little bit, and this goes even faster than lane change here. Again, at these wet roads, I have to pay a little bit more attention, but the car is so balanced in the handling. Look at that here, really very nice. It's just so much fun every lane change you do with that car. The steering is overall good, it's cool, and it's also pretty direct and precise. They have improved it now bit by bit from the very first time we've been driving the 3 Series. So overall, I think I'm quite happy here now, meanwhile. And when I go to the sports mode, for example, there's also a little bit more resistance in the steering wheel, which I found a little bit better. And now to our conclusion for today with the all-new BMW 4 Series Coupé. Today, driving the M440i xDrive, and also the comparison earlier to the 430i petrol engine. First of all, a safety note, please do not deactivate the stability control systems on the red road. Even be more careful when you have rear-wheel driven only. We had all-wheel drive today. And also do not use the launch control on public roads, nor when it's wet. Thank you. So here for the exterior conclusion, definitely with this huge front grille, this is all about it. And of course the strong shoulders. I think the strong grille does work. I have no problems with it. It's a unique feature. When you have a market where there's no front number plate, it's of course even more prominent and even cooler here. It's basically split, but some say that they say in the markets where you have the front number plate, the car then works. If they didn't like the front grille that much. Yeah, whatever. I think overall still a very beautiful and sensual vehicle. And this is also the advantage if you compare it to the 3 Series, this with the more sensual, sporty design. Interior, quite equal or quite the same as the comparison to the 3 Series. Just that you have a trade-off that you don't have, the easy access to the rear. In the front, digital infotainment, all top-notch, good voice input and so on. And then also nice seating surfaces with these standard SensorTech surfaces we have both in the US and also in Europe. Even better than when you have the Alcantara seat in the European market, when you can pick that. And also the seating comfort is actually quite decent, especially more on the base sports seats. High build quality on the interior, and the driving is just superb. First of all, in general, good noise insulation. You can drive this car at 200 kilometers or 125 miles now on the motorway. Who would do that? Me? Never, right? So you can really drive it at high speeds, and it's super, super silent. It feels like nothing speed-wise, so watch out the speed cameras. So a very sovereign, sophisticated driving experience. It's not too different from the 3 Series. Maybe like a sportier notch or something, but overall very well comparable because it's the very same platform, definitely. Also then in the cornering, a great handling experience. Both good compromise sportiness and comfort. And also here with the M440i, first of all, the xDrive brings a little bit more safety to get the power on the ground. For example, when the road is wet like today. Then you also have all the assistance systems. And when you pick the additional package, they work flawlessly. And of course, this inline 6-cylinder is a very, very cool engine. One of my favorite petrol engines. Overall, it brings you really great sportiness. But if you drive it in a calm way, you can also score a nice fuel economy, like 7 liters on 100 kilometers, 35 mpg US and about 40 mpg UK. Of course, this will be different, more like, like 10 liters plus or something on 100 kilometers when you really floor it out. But you can drive it in an economic way when you have like cruise control on the motorway set. So this engine can also do both. And when you have the optional adaptive suspension, as we had it here today, then even more variety between sportiness and comfort. So overall, I can just say, really great vehicle and so much fun to drive. I hope you enjoyed our tour here for today and also the driving part. Please leave us your comments to the all-new BMW 4 Series Coupé. And if you stay tuned here on our channel, you will also see then the convertible at a later stage, the Grand Coupé and so on, or tune into some of our BMW 3 Series reviews, or maybe the competitors when you think about a C-Class Coupé, for example. We also have it on our channels, or maybe like the Audi S5 would be the direct competitor to this one. So, thank you so much for tuning in today. See you next time.